What's up, everybody? This is an Enlan L04 GN. Has wood scales and a full flat ground blade. I have this knife twice, but this one doesn't have wood scales. Has two different, not perfectly matching G10 scales. Actually quite a big gap there. Otherwise, same construction and not a full flat ground blade. This one has a flat ground blade from there and a swedge on top. The blade design is very handsome actually. So I think this one is not called L04 GN, just L04. I got this one today and I will give you kind of a comparison, but mainly this review is about this knife. Now on the product picture, this knife looked much cooler than it is in person. Has this weird greenish tint to it, those triangles in the wood. On the other side it's kind of neonish, kind of in your face. This color is gold, green. I can't even describe it. It is wood, it is light, it is lighter than the G10 brother. And only problem I had was the blade centering. The liner from the liner lock, pressed this blade against the other liner a lot. I had to tighten the pivot screw quite a bit. Then again, it's not a flipper, even though it has a flipper tab. What you can do is, just swing it out a little bit, open the rest with your thumb stud. This is a full flat ground blade, and the reason why I like this blade is because it is so goddamn stupid friggin' sharp. It's for a $12.28 knife, $2.50 shipping from China, comes to your door within 3 weeks. It is a great knife. Has some downsides, I will get to that. This is nasty paper, but the grind is done so nicely, and you have 30, 40 brand name knives in that category, and you don't get a knife that is ground that nice. You don't feel the secondary bevel except on the tip here, which is slightly thicker. It is super thin behind the edge. Outstanding blade geometry. You can see that finger groove goes a little bit more forward. If you are handy, you can take apart this knife and take off the flipper, because it is pretty useless, and it intervenes a little bit in that groove. It makes it shorter for your finger to get in there. And I wish it would be either milled out and cut out a little bit more, or not be there even. It's pretty useless. The liner lock on the other side is a little bit harder to reach, even though it looks good. Liner lock engages almost fully, but you really have to get your thumb fat in there to disengage that liner. The detent is right there. And I tightened down the pivot, so remember that when it looks stiff, it's actually just tightened, because I wanted the blade centering to be a bit better. So you can open it one-handed with the thumb stud. You can even, no, you can't flip it open because I tightened it down a little bit too much. With this one, you can. Needs a lot of wrist flicking though. This one is quite a bit smoother actually. This one is in my bug out bag. Blade centering on this one is great. It has one hot spot though, and that is the pocket clip. You cannot bend this down, at least I can't, because it is very thick. Well, not very thick, it is thick, and strong stainless steel. And this, for me, I feel it. I do feel it digging into my hand. Put some skateboard grip tape on top because there is no jimping on this one as well. This jimping is basically worthless. It's purely cosmetic. You wouldn't, you know, your thumb just doesn't land on that part. If you have it, this one, especially in a fist grip, you really feel this digging into your hand. So I might even take that pocket clip off because I just throw it in my bag. Well, this one at least. This one is stupid sharp as well, even though it is just flat ground from there. And it is thicker behind the edge, but it is still very sharp. I think that swedge looks really good. Not sterile. On the other side has HCF13 MOV standing there. And this is just a drop of factory gunk, oil, whatever. I can't get out. This one is... well, has the same HCF13 MOV there. It was a little bit dirty. I got it just today, and I figured while I had the camera out, well, just do a review. It's a full hand grip knife, and you know what? I'm just gonna take off the pocket clip, and you might even learn something in case this hardware is not hardened. Even though it is called hardware. Funny thing, right? So, uses a T6. Yep. T6. Let's close up that bad boy so it doesn't cut me. It's not super tight in there. Well, that's cool. So you can see one screw is actually a little bit longer than the other one. The holes are pretty smooth. It was right side tip up carry. You could see that. Do I have to say everything? No. Has a lanyard hole, both models do. And let's see. Oh, this feels so much better. Really. Oh yeah. And this one is actually a little bit lighter. I just yeah, I'm just gonna get my scale. I had it here, so I'll give you those blades to look at for a second. I'll be back in just 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm back. So let's do some weighing. G10 model, 115 grams with the clip. Clip itself, 4 grams with those 2 screws. And this one, 105. I don't remember what this was. 115. So a little bit heavier. It actually feels a lot heavier. So, just trying not to bump against the tripod. There's a battery. And yeah, it really feels nicely now. You can get a good grip, nice purchase, full-sized. And the blade length is 3 1/4. Handle is 4 1/4. On this one, why am I even bothering? It's the same knife. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. So let's take off the pocket clip on this one as well. Let's see if that was just something lucky. Nope. Screws work well. I don't know if they're hardened. I think I rotated this one a little bit, but I didn't strip it. A little bit more. Little bit more. So take those off. Yeah, that does feel better. a lot better. So thickness wise, because you have this weird painted wood on this one. Wow, this is really ugly. Maybe I will sand this off. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. The wood model is thicker. You can see that the wood scales are thicker than the G10. This one is actually quite a thin knife, not super slim, nothing, you know, to write home about. But this one, it just feels better because it is smooth and it's wood. And the blade is so stupid sharp. It really is a very nicely ground knife. I can not say enough good things about this blade geometry. I love full flat ground blades. I will get convex if I can get it, but for $12, $13, 14 shipped, $14.50, $14.70 something shipped, you can not be more happy about this grind. Now, what will be my philosophy of use for this knife? I actually don't know. It has two features that makes it illegal to carry. It has a flipper and thumb stud, so even if I would take off the thumb studs, it will still have the flipper. Stupid ass law, I know, but what you gonna do? Have enough knives to carry? Maybe I just won't carry this, but I want to use this because it is so friggin' sharp. I really want to. This one is in my bug out bag already, along with at least 5 or 6 other blades. Man, I really want to use those knives. They are so cool. Very nicely hardened HCR13 MOV steel. Spyderco makes actually the same knives in the factory like Sanrenmu and Enlan does theirs. It's not super pretty. It looked like a rich dark chocolate brown on the pictures, but hey, what are you going to do? Nice drop point. I think I have said enough about those knives. Both are marked B, but they are Enlan B, same company, same knives, and well, that wasn't framed properly. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you got some good information out of it. Have a good night. Roll Tide.